I work in security at Disney World, the happiest place on earth. Typically, I wouldn't say where I work, as obviously there are pretty strict rules about things that employees can put online, but I just don't think I can tell this properly without that context. And honestly, I think this may be it for me anyways with this job. I just can't see myself working here any longer now. I've been with the company for, 23 years? The first 20 years I worked in the parks, nabbing shoplifters, rounding up people who were drinking too much for the heat. Occasionally there'd be a fight to break up, but people usually keep it pretty mild. The heat and walking was getting too much for me the last few years, so I asked to be transferred somewhere with AC, and the company moved me to one of their resorts. While the working conditions were 110% better as far as climate and comfort go, the guest issues were trickier, mainly domestics. I suppose the expenses and stress of vacation get to a lot of people. I'd be called by neighboring rooms because some mom and dad were yelling at each other. I'd try to suggest they take a nap or go do separate activities for a bit. That would usually calm things down. But none of that's what I'm here for, see? I have to get this out while I still have time. 3 days ago, I got a call from management. Apparently, a couple of days before that, housekeeping had went into a room that shouldn't have been turned over that day. Turning over is when, one guest leaves at about 11 a.m., the next guest checks in around 3 p.m., and all the guests' items were still in the room. Well, housekeeping made a note of it and moved on, but during the next 2 days, when they entered the room, everything was still there and untouched. I went to check it out, and sure enough, there was an empty room full of luggage, clothes, snacks, toys, everything a family would need for a vacation. The manager had already looked up the previous reservation, and it was a family, dad, mom, 2 kids. I tried to call the phone numbers they had given, but all I got was voicemail. We were all a bit stumped, so I made the call that the housekeeper could clean the room and take the family's personal items to be held until we got in contact with someone. Well, I went digging into the reservation more. The family had arrived 5 days before housekeeping discovered all their stuff. I found that the family had paid a parking fee and their vehicle description was listed. So a quick walk of the parking lot and I had easily located their vehicle. So that ruled out a car accident or them deciding to just leave all their stuff behind. Next, I saw that they had bought a dining plan. This is when a guest prepays for all their food. And they're given a certain number of credits to use for meals. This family had only used 3 credits, and the last one was 2 days after they checked in. It appeared the day that they arrived, they got here late, probably just stayed on the resort. Next day, they used 2 credits at Epcot. Second park day, they used 1 credit at the Magic Kingdom, and it was at breakfast time. Okay, so at Disney, we have something called magic bands. Magic bands are worn by guests. They act as a room key, a park ticket, credit card, dining reservation payments, fast pass, the system to bypass lines, and a whole lot more than that. Took some work, but I was finally able to look up this family's fast pass history. The day they went to the Magic Kingdom, they had breakfast at a restaurant in the park, rode a couple of rides, then rode their last ride. It's a Small World. Around 11 a.m. Then nothing. Finally, it was time to bring in someone else on this, so I called an old co-worker at the Magic Kingdom, asked him to pull up security footage for It's a Small World at the time that they rode it. I made my way over there. When I got there, my friend was very confused and almost distraught looking. He showed me what he found. See, there was a camera in the direction of where the rides load and unload. The footage showed them scanning their bands to use fast passes for the ride and then boarding the ride. The footage from the exit of the ride just showed the other people in their car exiting. They weren't there. Of course, we thought the worst. Maybe one of the kids had fallen out and mom and dad and the other kids got off in the middle of the ride to help and they all just got injured or killed or stuck in machinery somewhere. So we shut down the ride, middle of the damn day, turned off that earworm music and turned up the lights. Me and my buddy walked that ride 3 times before we called in help. And eventually there was close to 10 cast members searching. We didn't find shit except for 3 cell phones and a hat. I was right stumped. I've been digging the past couple of days, and I'm not sure who to tell what I'd found next. See, I called the police, and I suppose they're on their way, but the company has a way of covering up things like this, and I decided I can't live with myself if I don't put out some type of warning. I keep digging into their reservations over the last couple of days, and today I noticed that they had purchased memory makers. Those are the photographers all over the park, cameras in a lot of the rides. And with that whole memory maker thing, the photos are all free. They automatically get added to a guest's Disney account when the system knows their picture's been taken. And the system always knows. Everyone's whereabouts are always known with the magic bands. I open up their memory maker photo album, and I swear there's like 732 pictures. The first 30 or so are pretty normal. Epcot, a few rides, front of the ball. The rest are all in It's a Small World. The ride only takes one picture per go-round, so it appears as though the family's been riding this ride over 700 times. The first picture was pretty normal. Everyone looked happy. It was a busy day, and they looked so darn confused. The next 10 to 15, I could see Dad getting angry, yelling. Mom's holding on to their 2 kids like her life depends on it. You see the kids getting increasingly upset, crying, and it goes on and on and on. After 50 or so, it looks like they're trying to get out. In one, the dad's missing. In another, they're all gone. Maybe like they bailed early in the ride, try to walk out, but in the very next one, they're all right back in the damn car. After around 450 or so, I can only see the mom and kids. It's just when I look closely, I can see Dad maybe just his body now, slumped down in one of the other seats. About 675, there's just Mom and one kid. Another body in another seat. The Mom and kid aren't moving anymore. I think them two still being alive, but damn near catatonic, just looking straight ahead, pale. Y'all, I swear in my fucking life, the dolls are moving. They're doing something. And in some of these pictures, I can tell they aren't where they should be. I even saw one with a doll in the car with the family. I can't look anymore. I'm going to lose my lunch. I closed the album. Its file size has increased since I closed it. God, there are new pictures being added. I see on the security cameras that the local PD just arrived, so they're taking over soon. And I wish I knew what the fuck was going on, but I also wish the damn thing had never landed in my lap. I don't think I'll be able to update this, but after I talk to the police, I think I'm going to walk out of here and never come back. I just wanted to get this out there before Disney feeds the media some bullshit cover-up as to why a whole family vanished. Because they didn't vanish. I know where they are. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I want to tell you thank you so much for watching tonight's video. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. This past year has been rough. I've been gone for quite a while trying to get things organized for my own life, and Patreon subscribers, you guys who subscribe everywhere, this has kept me afloat in turbulent waters. So I want to give a very special thank you to Jordan Humble, Diana Kraus, Disciple, Strategy Wolf Emoji, SullyMan, Brandon Mendoza, BrimstonePandemonium, Caltuna, William Wellington, Scruffy the Janitor, Brenna, LaQueda Canizales, Smiley the Psychotic, Jjenna, Dante Kinkade, SimbasBloodyMojo, Mephistopheles, CursepoxPrimarch, M, Jesus Cornejo, Yarghoul, VerbalHorror, Amber Clark, J. Kearns, Mike, himbojerry, CrusaderChocobo, Corbin Estebean, Seclude, Salty Surprise, Red Shadowcat, Turtleman, Cryolinian, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Dirt Diver 030, Voice of Sand, Psychomel, Melted Lake, Tali Sue, William King, Sashi Suzaku, Croconut 509, Stricken, Freddy Krueger, Hades Nephew, Acid System, Sky Harbor, Nico Kyle, The Ginger Bros, Aaron Stormcrow, Daniel Polson, and Corey Kenshin. To all you guys and everybody who's included in the description down below, thank you so much for everything that you guys have done for me, and thank you so much for being here when times get difficult and I can't always be around to make content. I really appreciate your support, and I cannot thank you enough. And that goes to everybody who watches these videos, that goes to everybody who's subbed here, and anybody who has ever liked a creepypasta story ever. I wish you all the best. Sweet dreams.